Maybe if we wear these hats, maybe they'll let us stay longer.
Yes.
Did you pick these up at the souvenir store around the corner?
It was an authentic suit.
Yeah. We all wear hats like that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we've only seen just us wear them. So
Yeah, I don't think so.
we're a little nervous.
You got to go a bit further out west.
Thank you. Yeah, we're halfway to adoption, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We're trying our best.
We'd be lucky to have you.
Thank you.
And speaking of
Wow,
odds,
And
very well.
That's strange.
yeah. Don't lean back though.
Yeah.
Odessa, Olivia, thank you both so much for taking your time with us today. We are absolutely in love with Sydney, with Australia. We're having a hard time kind of leaving from this place. You can already see by our hats.
Yeah, we're trying to maybe if we wear these hats, maybe they'll let us stay longer.
Yes.
Did you pick these up at the souvenir store around the corner?
It was an authentic suit.
Yeah. We all wear hats like that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we've only seen just us wear them. So
Yeah, I don't think so.
we're a little nervous.
You got to go a bit further out west.
Thank you. Yeah, we're halfway to adoption, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We're trying our best.
We'd be lucky to have you.
Thank you.
And speaking of odds,
And
Very well.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Don't lean back though.
Yeah.
Speaking of how authentic our hats are, this show is very authentic as well to Australia, and you're able to bring so much of yourself into these characters and bring this story to life. So, what did it mean to both of you to bring this story to life? And Odessa, we'll start with you.
I mean, it was beautiful. It was, I hadn't worked in Australia for 6 years before I did this. And this is kind of the best case scenario of what to work on when you come back to work at home. I'm very proud of it. And I think that it is part of the Australian participation in World War II that I don't think is very often looked at. And I think that Justin has done a very beautiful job at making that visualized on the screen. So it feels really amazing to be a part of it.
Definitely, yeah. Olivia, what about yourself?
Oh, I mean, it's an absolute honor. I've been such a huge fan of Justin and Shaun's and everybody. I love Des. The opportunity to work with her again is pretty cool.
It's like you and I.
In sync.
Yeah.
And to echo Odessa, I think it's such an important part of Australia's history. And I think Justin's vision, he often forces us to, keep watching things when we'd rather look away. And I think that's quite courageous. And it's a reminder of our history and how we got to be living in this, beautiful country and what it took. So I think it's important. And I'm very proud and honored to be a part of it also.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah, and it's incredible to see how in front of the camera, behind the camera, this is a very Australian production. What do you both think makes an Australian set different from any other set in the world?
The accent.
That'll do it.
Literally the accent. Yeah. I don't know. I think that I think that everybody, I don't know, everybody shows up to work in the same way globally.
Yeah.
But maybe Australians are like a bit more inclined to have a beer at work.
Sure.
I am.
Camaraderie.
I am.
Yeah.
That missing.
Something we love so much in this series too is how different each of your relationships are with Dorrigo's character, with Jacob Elordi's character. We'd love to know for each of you what was it like working with him and bringing two very different sides of his character to life in this series. And Odessa, we can start with you.
I mean, I think that the kind of the 3 segments or the 4 segments actually of the story being, his life in Melbourne, his life visiting Captain's Flat. It's not Captain's Flat in the actual show. That's just where we shot. So that's all I can remember. Going to war, being imprisoned, and then in the 80s, they're all like these very 4 distinct feelings and tones, and they feel very different. They feel very complementary, but very separate from each other. And I think that was very clear on the page. Reading it, it's like there's this real shift in the feeling of these places and these times. And I think just allowing that to come out, allowing that feeling that you got from the page to kind of come through in the way that we worked on it was really key and very important. That's Shaun's writing, and that's, Richard's storytelling and Justin's direction.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps, I think, the different worlds that you live in. I think even speaking, I was just doing some press with the boys and we were musing on how we all were doing, we never crossed over. It felt like making multiple different mini movies that are all sort of stitched together. And I think, Jacob obviously has the task of moving between the worlds, but often we got to live within those separately. And yeah, I mean, Jacob's wonderful to work across.
Jacob's very...
Again, Justin does an incredible job at constructing a atmosphere and constructing a safe space for discovery and play, which also aided in sort of that developing those relationships in a way that felt nuanced and sort of intuitive, I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Love that. Olivia, for yourself, Ella really gets to become this bridge between the two Dorrigos, really, that we're kind of seeing. For yourself, did you get a chance to maybe work with Heather Mitchell on kind of creating what Ella is to both of you, or did you kind of just say, I'm going to make it my own?
I mean, off the bat, I knew that, her sort of forthrightness and directness was obviously important and integral. I knew, knowing, I didn't know Heather beforehand, but knowing her work and her as an actress, she's obviously an Australian icon. I knew the sort of strength that she had internally that I think she would bring to navigating the older version of Ella. And it sort of, it felt, it was more intuitive, I think, the way that we both sort of navigated it, obviously with Justin at the helm, sort of directing us to make sure that the characters were cohesive. But yeah, afterwards we met and we were very much on the same page. So it was nice.
That's
Lovely.
That's fantastic. And as we wrap up, really curious, because we're loving this country so much, because we're Canadian, what are some of the biggest misconceptions about Australia that you kind of want to just dispel right away?
You just squash it right now.
Not hot all the time.
Okay.
It's
It
not
can be
all
really
the
cold
time.
sometimes.
It can be really
It
cold.
can be cold and rainy, and it is not hot year round.
Okay.
I'll die on that hill.
Is this considered hot to you outside right now or cold?
No.
Yeah, sorry, no.
It's not.
Sorry, that was really rude.
No, how dare you?
Oh, get out of here.
Well, I think it's people would assume that Toronto is cold all the time. It's
true.
It can be
It's
really
true.
stinking hot and
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
It's very
really uncomfortable.
I would say mine. I've only seen one snake in my life.
Okay.
That's good.
You don't see snakes all the
You
time.
didn't get it enough.
Yeah, I mean that's we both know that's the truth. There's not heaps of kangaroos around.
That's good.
Not a lot of snakes. Heaps of spiders.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you got us there at the end.
Heaps of
Okay.
spiders, but not as many snakes.
Okay. Lots of spiders in the snake.
Maybe out in the outback.
Yeah, we got some time still before we go, so maybe we'll find more. But thank you both so much. You're both so wonderful in this
Don't
series.
find too many spiders.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I hope
you.
so too.
you.
I hope so too. But I hope we do get to talk to you both down the road. So thank you so much again for your time.
Nice to meet
Thank
you
you.
both.
Yeah,
you both.
definitely.